Hey, Stampers, Diane Dimich here with DDStamps.com, and I want to welcome you to my stamp room. I am quite thankful that things were working this morning. So far, things were working. I know the last couple times I've missed, and I've had some issues, so I had to cancel. But anyway, things look good this morning. About 5 minutes ago, I was checking my cameras, and I could not get my camera that I demonstrate under to work, but I rehooked it up. I must have had it just a little bit off, and it didn't connect correctly. So, but everything is working well. I did jump on a little bit early, so I'm just going to kind of talk for a little bit just because I want to make sure everybody gets here before I start demonstrating. I am, just so you know, I can monitor comments on my website, on YouTube, and on Facebook. So anywhere that you are on there, I can do those. If you're on my Facebook page, click the link to the live video feed, and that will take you to that page where I'm here. So I did have a few people ask some questions before, or sent me some questions in the night, actually. And so I'll be answering those, but I'm also going to be answering questions anytime during this whole thing. Sometimes I might miss a question if there's a lot of activity going on in the chat boxes, because I'm trying to monitor 3 different chat boxes. It makes it a little bit difficult. So if I miss your question, just let me know and I will answer it. Now, I don't know about you, but my lips look like I have the brightest red lipstick on I've ever posted on. And I think what I did, I might have put on a chapstick with a little color. So anyway, it just looked really odd to me. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my slides and screen share with you. I've got a couple things I want to go over, and I want to make sure I don't forget anything. And then I feel like I haven't done one of these for a long time. So welcome. It looks like people are seeing me on YouTube. That's awesome. I'm hoping people see me on Facebook. Oh yeah, there we go. Hi, Christy. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Michelle. Awesome. That means people are able to see me and hopefully hear me. And if you can't see or hear me, then there's not much I can do to help you. So sorry about that. One of the things I do want to have you check first is just a couple of quick tips. So if you are on YouTube, down here, this little gear down here, you can change that and make the speed a little bit faster, a little bit slower, depending on the speed of your download speed. And my upload speed is, if sometimes you'll get a lag or it'll jump around a little bit. And if you drop the number on that little gear here, you may not, it may be a little bit blurry, but the tape will keep up, the video will keep up with me. So down here, if you're on Facebook, there's this little box that says auto refresh comments. If that little box is checked and you're in there typing a comment and 90 seconds is up, it automatically refreshes at any moment and you'll lose everything that you typed. So sometimes I just tell people, just unclick that box, type your message, and then you can click it back. And you can always refresh by just hitting refresh now. You can always refresh the comments. So that's an easy way to do that. Good. It looks like people are here. Oh, lots of people are coming in. Good. If you are on my Facebook page or my website, DDStamps.com, feel free to just make a comment and I can check those throughout the workshop. May not get back to your question right away, but I can certainly check those. So, okay, questions that people had. I had a few people ask me questions last night, and one of them was your stamp room looks amazing. Is it a separate building from your room, such as a portable building? How large is it? Her husband's trying to make her a better space. She has a small bedroom. And I will tell you, my space, actually, it's a great story. When I first became a demonstrator, my kids were little. And one year, I decided that I was going to go out and make enough money to give my husband and my family a trip to Disneyland for Christmas. And I knew that if I was going to do that, it would have to be paid for. My husband and I like to pay for everything up front and not have a whole lot of bills. It's just kind of how we've always lived our life. And so I knew that, that had to happen. But I also knew that he was never going to spend money on a trip to Disneyland. So I spent the summer and the fall, working really hard, doing lots of demonstrations. And that's when I was going into people's homes. And I was traveling all over the state of Montana and Wyoming. And I was doing all kinds of workshops. And I probably wasn't home a lot. And our kids were little. And I actually managed to save the money for that trip. And then that was the Christmas that my husband said, I'm going to be able to do a stamp room in the house so that you can work from here. So this was our garage. And now our garage was not, we didn't really keep a car in it because it was just full of junk. And it's not the whole garage. It's only a portion of the garage. But it's a beautiful classroom. It's right off my house. It's in my house. There's a door that I go through to get into the house. It worked out great because I could be working in here and the kids were home and their friends were here. And, I was really literally working in home. And our house wasn't very big at that time. And my kids were both in the same bedroom. And so my stamp stuff was kind of spread out all over. And anyway, this worked out perfect. We got a trip to Disneyland, and then I know that he did this so that I would stay home more often. And then I started doing classes in my house, and it worked out great for people. And as time went on, it still works out great. I just don't do very many classes here anymore. Now I do online stuff and I do retreats. And so that's just how my business has evolved. But the stamp room is wonderful, and you can see it's kind of actually, if you would have saw it, seriously, 10 minutes ago, I kind of stacked everything. It's a great place. It's a great space for me when I'm always sending out packages to people and catalogs to people and product to people. And so I have this big, huge table here now that I can work at and spread my stuff out, and then I can shut the door and walk away from my work and go back to my home life. I hope that makes sense. So thanks for answering that question. I am lucky that I have such a big space. I probably don't need such a big space. But I'm not going to complain. That's for sure. The other question was, how do you clean your adhesive remover? The glue sticks to the corners and edges and soap, and what doesn't seem to clean it? Okay, so Jean is talking about our little adhesive cleaner. And I actually have to tell you, Jean, I have never really been too concerned about it. This is the adhesive cleaner. It's a little square and it's rubbery. And it cleans up adhesive really well, especially on your cards. And you'll see the edges get kind of nasty, dirty. You know what I do, Jean, is I just rub it and I pull off that stuff. That's all. I mean, rub it and pull off that stuff. I don't use it very often because I've really kind of gotten good about not getting too carried away with adhesive. So they're not very expensive. I think they're like, I don't know, maybe $2. So I wouldn't get too carried away about spending a whole lot of time cleaning it up. I might just order another one. But you have all your edges, and really it stays pretty clean. And when they get kind of dirty, you'll see how it gets kind of dirty there. I will just go in and kind of pick off that adhesive. So I hope that helps. I know it's not a great answer, but it's the one I'm giving you because that's what I do. Let's see what else we got. I want to try the relaxing crafting therapy of coloring, but have all I have is a regular Whisper white cardstock. If I stamp my images and stays on, what is the best method to use to color? Aqua paint or blender pens, direct color with marker? Okay, and this comes from Candace. Candace, yes, stays on is great. Stays on is a great ink because it can be used for any medium. It's permanent, and it can be used, but it's the Whisper white cardstock. So the Whisper white cardstock does not hold up well with an aqua painter. It's too much water. You need to, when you're using an aqua painter, you either need to use like shimmery white cardstock or watercolor paper. Blender pen is fine on Whisper white. Markers are great. So there's a lot of things you can do just with Whisper white, but you don't want to add too much water because what will happen is the Whisper white paper will buckle and it will, yeah, it doesn't hold up well. It peels if you color too much. You'll end up with little fuzzies from your paper. I hope that makes sense. So there's that question. I'm going to make a quick tour, see if we have any others. Oh, Julie's excited that I have expanded my classes to other states. Yeah, it actually, Julie, it works out good for everybody. Because now I've got people watching today that actually are probably just down the road from me. And they can participate in the classes just as well as somebody in another part of the world, which I have had that too. So I'm just checking looks like I got a whole bunch of stuff over on my website. So let me just do a quick check. Yep, lots of people saying hello over on my website. Perfect. Good. I'm just glad that people are watching. Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started. A couple of things. It is celebration. Things are starting to run out. So as you may not be aware, but this little new brochure came out February 22nd, and it had that beautiful glitter paper in it, and that is gone. We have it no more. So if you want something from Celebration, I would recommend that you start getting it now because things are starting to run out. Now on the regular Celebration stuff, you'll see that the tin is gone. Whoops, sorry. The card tin is gone. That's out. I thought there was something else too, but maybe it was just the card tin and the glitter paper. And then Stampin' Up! This week, because of those things running out, popped up a couple of new things for Celebration. And these are just some of the items that are still available. So if you, if you'd rather, you could choose some of these items out of the Occasions mini catalog, which I think is kind of exciting. So this cardstock, the Party Animal Designer Series paper, the Succulent Garden Designer Series paper, the Tasty Treats Designer Series paper, and then the Party Animal Washi tape. So because we were starting to run out of stuff, Stampin' Up! Added a few extra bonuses in there. So I appreciate that. We'll just do that later. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to my other computer, and let's all pray that when I click on this, that it actually pops over to that other computer. Oh, it looks like things are going well. Yay! Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm back over at my other computer, so I hope that you can still hear me. And this is the first card that I'm going to show you today. This is a card that I did last weekend at a workshop. I actually drove up about 60 miles from my house to a workshop up in Billings and for some friends of mine. And this is one of the cards we did. And it just turned out really, I love it. It turned out beautiful. But I'm using Peekaboo Peach and Dapper Denim, which are two of the in colors that are new this year. And just a quick reminder to people, the in colors. So the in colors for the last 2 years are going to be retired at the end of May, which is actually coming soon. The retirement list will come out in maybe the third week of April. But if you have ink pads in Tip Top Taupe, Cucumber Crush, Mint Macaron, Delightful Dijon, and there's one other one. Anyway, I'm looking at those colors. If you have ink pads in those colors or want cardstock, get them now while they're still available, because once they go on the retired list, we all know that the cardstock and the ink refills run out quickly. So this is one of the Stampin' sets, Make a Medallion. That is a celebration stamp set. I love it. It's a two-step stamp set, which is absolutely one of my favorites. I've loved two-step stamping since I started. And I'm going to show you how this works. So I've got some ribbon that coordinates with the ink and some different pieces of paper. So this is a Peekaboo Peach cardstock. It was a full sheet. I cut it in half, scored it at 4 1/4, and fold it in half. And there's my card base. And then I came in with some of our in color. I've got some weird shadows today, and I think it's just because of the time of day that I'm doing this. These are Designer Series paper. It's a big pack of 12 by 12 sheets that come with all of the colors of the in colors. And this particular one, I cut down 4 by 5 1/4 because I get a lot out of it for that. And then and it's got different prints. This has all different kinds of words. Polka dots, there's a stripe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that to my base, and you'll see when I cut it down to 4 to 5 1/4, it gives me a nice frame right around my card. That's even. And then I have these two pieces. So this is the Dapper Denim, and this is Whisper White. Sorry. I should have measured those beforehand. I'll post them up. I'll take a picture and I'll post it up on my website after I'm done. Using Dapper Denim Peekaboo Peach ink. And I like to start with this one doing a layer. I've got the clear stamp on there. I like to start with the dark color first. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that up and stamp that down. And because it's photopolymer, you want to make sure, I do have padding underneath this. You want to make sure you're using a little bit of padding. And let me grab just want to make sure I get a good crisp image. Sometimes I use a paper piercing mat or a piece of fun foam. So if I put a paper piercing mat down, I'll ink up the Peekaboo Peach one. This is the second stamp in the series. And see those valleys there? These little half moons See those? The little half moons? They go right in between those valleys. Now, I don't want to get my head in the way, but I'm going to try to lean over so I can really make sure I get this matched up correctly. Nice thing about Fuller polymer, you can see exactly where you're stamping. Come straight down. And again, I'm using that foam mat. Helps to get a good impression. But that's how you get the two colors. So I really do love two-step stamping because it's impressive and it's easy. I'm going to go ahead and take this and add a little adhesive. And line that up, and I've cut my cardstock. So what I did is I cut this piece of cardstock and then I cut the next one just like less than a quarter, so about 1/8 of an inch, so that I would get a nice little border around there. I'm going to take some of our ruche ribbon, and this is in the Dapper Denim. One of the things, let me just tell you a little tidbit I got for ribbon. If you've watched me before, you've heard this one. But if you want to do a knot, you just do 3 lengths of your card, and that will give you enough to do a knot around your card. If you want to do a ribbon, bring it in one more time, one more length for a bow. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it around back to the front, and you'll see I have just enough ribbon. Doesn't give you a whole lot of extra, but it's a fun way. It's a great way to measure, and that way you're not wasting your ribbon. So do a little bow. I'll slide that. Nice thing about these bows is that then once you get it where you want it, you can just slide it on your card. Trim off the. I've got my really good scissors. I'm just grabbing some that are sitting here. So there's that piece to my card. And once I've got that ribbon on there, I can go ahead and just add that to the base of my card. I kind of love this layout, just because you could use any stamp inside there. And it's just a great layout. And then I can move my ribbon too. I just don't have it quite where I want it. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to take another piece of cardstock, and I'm going to ink up a word stamp. And I'm using Friend this time. My sample card had thanks. I'm going to go ahead and stamp Friend. And then I'm going to take a circle punch, and this is a 1 1/4, and I'm just going to slide it up there and punch that out. And then I'm taking this little stamp here. You probably can't even hardly see it, but it's just a little decorative stamp right here. And I'm going to ink that up in the peach. And because I can see where I'm stamping, I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that right underneath Friend. And then I've got that wonderful little decorative doohickey thing under Friend. And then Peach, I'm going to go in with a 1 3/8 punch. Punch another circle. And then this is going to be added onto this. And then I'm going to use a dimensional. Usually when I'm doing like circles around a ribbon, I'll do 2 dimensionals, 1 on each end. And then that's going to help hold that ribbon where I want it. And then I'll come in with a rhinestone in the middle, just to pull that little decorative piece together. But quick and easy card, really quick and easy. I love it. Any colors would look good, anything that looks good together. So that's kind of fun too. So there's my first card. I do have 2 other cards, and I'm going to do some watercoloring, and they're kind of fun, little baby cards. But let me run over and see if we have any questions and see if we can give that card away. Okay. Oops. I'm so happy that my cameras are all working. I actually panicked at about 5 minutes to. Okay, Christy asked that about the watercolor paper. Christy, and thank you, Lorraine. It's on page 175 in the catalog. So thank you for answering that. Cool. Does anybody have any other questions? I'm just going to take a quick look around. Do you remember how to clean old erasers? Rubbing it on the carpet. Wonder if that would clean that thing. I don't know if that would. Lisa's talking about this. I don't know about rubbing it on the carpet, especially my carpet, because I think you'd pick up a bunch of dog hair. That's how my house is. Sorry. But it might work. It can't hurt to try. It certainly isn't going to wreck it. So give it a shot and see what you get there. Okay, so I am going to give this next card. I actually that card away. I'm going to give that card away. If somebody can tell me, the first person to tell me all 5 colors of the outgoing in colors, that's a lot. You might even get like a little bonus prize in your packet if you could tell me that, because that was a lot of information. So I will. So I'll be watching. I'll be going around to see who answered the question, and I'll give it away on each site. So YouTube, Facebook, and my website. The first person that can tell me. I'm gonna have to check that later. Okay, if there's no more questions, I don't know. Did anybody have a question about that card? I'm just gonna keep going because I have other questions. Oh, good. Somebody liked that ribbon tip. Yeah, I like that ribbon tip too. I learned that. I'm sure I learned that from another demonstrator somewhere along the way in my life. And Laureen's on Johnny on the spot today. So Laureen got Cucumber Crush, Delightful Dijon. She's over on Facebook. Mint Macaron, Tip Top Taupe, and Watermelon Wonder. Those are the 5 colors that are going out of our line this year. And people need to get the refills if you want them for them. So I'm going to write down your name, Laureen, because you're going to have to send me your email or your address so I can get that card out in the mail to you. So if you go ahead and send me your name, that would be fabulous. And the other winner over on YouTube was Carol March. Congratulations, Carol. I should check and make. Oh, no, Carol, it's not. You got one wrong. I feel bad. Sorry, Carol. I'll send you something anyway. Looks like Tina Jolly. Cucumber Crush, Delightful Dijon, Mint Macaron, Tip Top Taupe, and Watermelon Wonder. So Tina, if you want to go ahead and send me your address at Diane at DDStamps, that would be great, and I will get that card out to the mail to you. And somebody asked, do you sell the small paper piercing kit in the tin? No. We have a paper piercing tool, but we do not have a paper piercing kit anymore. Is there a way to prevent staining on clear stamps? Well, the only way that you can, they're going to clear, or they're going to get stained. But some people will take a lighter ink, like a light pink or a light, excuse me, some kind of a light color ink, and use that first with your photopolymer stamps, and then it helps with the staining. But anytime that you use basic gray or black, you will get, oh, I think I messed up. Anytime you use basic gray or black, you will get that staining. Okay, so I'm going to run back over. I didn't check to see who won on my website, but I will as the day goes on. I'll look right now. See, it's not as easy as you guys as you think it is. Ah. How do I keep my space clean? Somebody asked over on my Facebook. I panic and clean it sometimes. Actually, otherwise it's a mess. Judy, who is at Judy, I think it's Judel at Hotmail. You won over on my website, so you will need to send me your address at Diane@DDStamps.com. Okay, so I'm going to go back over and do another demonstration. Yeah, I'm not very good about keeping my stamp room clean. I have a tendency to make a huge mess as I'm working. Sometimes I hire my daughter and my son's fiance. She'll come over sometimes and just see if I needed some help with something, and a lot of the times I'll just say, yeah, why don't you go clean my stamp room? And I'm sure it's probably not exactly what she wants to do, but she always says yes. Sometimes I have her stamp with me too. So the next card that I'm doing, I'm actually making some thank yous for my hairdresser to give for her baby shower that she's having. And so I'm going to go ahead and use Moon Baby because I had it out on my table this morning because I'm working on some thank yous or for her baby shower. But the cards that I'm making are not going to be her thank you. The cards that I'm making would be a card that you would probably give as a gift because I have a little bit more work to them. If I'm doing thank yous for people, I like to keep them pretty simple and not too carried away. So the very first one I'm going to use the watercolor pencils with, just because I love the watercolor pencils. I know that they're low inventory at this point, but they are still available, so that's an option. The watercolor pencils are great. They're a really soft lead. They blend well. They color well. I really have enjoyed playing with them, and I think they make everybody look like an artist. So what I'm using is a Pool Party ink and Bermuda Bay together. And in here we do have a Bermuda Bay pencil, so that's kind of nice. So my base is a half a sheet of cardstock cut the long way. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. That's my base. And then I have a couple other pieces here. I actually took a piece and I ran it through the embossing folder. And somehow I misplaced my adhesive. I'm going to go ahead and place this on here. Maybe not yet. I should have done that. Let's do this. So I'm using the Cupcakes Designer Series paper. Love that paper. It's called Cupcakes and something. Sorry. It's called, I'll have to look it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay that down there. And then I have this little strip of Bermuda Bay ribbon, which coordinates with everything beautifully. It's a little stitched Bermuda Bay 1/4 inch ribbon. It's really cool. So I just did that behind the back of it. That's just another way to use your ribbon. Attach it to the back. When I do that, I usually come over and go right over the top of that piece of ribbon because I kind of want to sandwich it in between adhesive. And then I'm going to go ahead and layer this onto here. And then layer this onto here. And so what I'm going to show you here shortly. And I will post these measurements up on my website. So this is going to open this way. Just a different fold part. And then I'm going to take a piece of the shimmery white. And this is the cardstock I was talking about for people that are going to be watercoloring or coloring. It's shimmery white or watercolor paper. Shimmery white works great with the pencils and the blender pen. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up the little Moon Baby. I haven't even used this stamp yet, first time. And I'm using basic gray archival ink. Because it's a permanent ink and it will hold up well with watercoloring and with, if I was doing a heavier watercolor markers, it won't bleed. But what I like about it is it just gives it's not as dark as our basic black, so it gives just a bit of a lighter look to it. And I'm going to come in, it's funny because I just realized that I should have sharpened some of my pencils before I got started. I do like my edge of my pencil to be kind of flat like that. You guys can see that. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead, and this is Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to put some color into the moon. And as you can see, I'm just kind of going, I'm not coloring the whole thing completely. There'll be a bigger shadow where the baby is laying, so I'm going to color a little bit more yellow there. And then I'm also going to come in with just a bit of orange and just add, I'm just adding just a little bit of orange to my moon, just to the corners. And maybe under the baby, because that would be a bigger shadow. And my moon is going to be done. It's really super simple. Once I've done that, then I'm going to take a blender pen. And our blender pens come 3 to a pack. They're just clear based ink. It's just a clear white ink, clear ink. And then you just blend in those colors. Hope you can see this. But I'm just moving that color around. Getting the color on my moon. I'm not going to have the whole moon. It's not going to be completely colored. I'm going to leave kind of a highlight in the middle just because it's just a preference, whatever you want to do. But you'll see how taking that little bit of orange underneath the baby puts a little bit more of a highlight into those areas. So I've got a little bit of highlight under the baby and then in the corners of my moon. And now to clean this, you just need a piece of scrap paper. And you just want to color that till it's clear ink again. And then you can go back in and color. And because we're using Bermuda Bay, I'm going to go ahead and color this little baby in a Bermuda Bay jaws. And again, you're going to see where I'm not going to put color everywhere, but I'm going to put enough color into the lines and the shadows, and then I'll blend it out with the blender pen. So it doesn't, you don't need to color the whole, you could color the whole thing, but you really don't need to. And you can always go back in and add more color. So then I'm just going to do a circular motion around, picking up that color and blending it in. My little baby ends up with a Bermuda Bay pajamas on. Cute. And then I'm going to add just a bit, I'm not really sure what color. I think I'll just add a little tiny, and I just barely am rubbing that. Just barely, you can't hardly see it. It's Calypso Coral right under the cheeks of that baby. And then I'm going to make sure that's clean. Make sure you don't have any glue on there, and then just kind of rub those in. And it just adds just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of color to his cheeks. You can always add a little bit more if you want. And then I'm going to do a little Calypso patch. And I think I'll do the star in Calypso too. Just a bit of color. And then go ahead and blend that out. And my baby's done. And once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and take it and I'm going to just layer it onto a square of Bermuda Bay. Now you can always layer them straight. If you really like that look, a straight angle is fine. I'm just going to give this one a little bit of just a crookedness to it because it's just adds something to it. And then I'll take this piece and add adhesive and place that on there. So actually what ends up happening is the piece behind it is a little crooked, but this piece is up straight. Just something different. And then I'm going to take another piece of that Bermuda Bay ribbon and actually and then a piece of our sequined Bermuda Bay. I'm just going to lay that on there. And then this is going to come up under there and then tie a knot. And that's what's going to hold on that sequined ribbon. But I want this to stay, so I'm going to do another. And then once I've got them all on there, I'll just trim them. And there's your card. I might even trim some of these a little bit just because it's a little long. But there's a fun little card, and I love the little texture with the sequins. It just adds a little bit to it. Little baby boy. So there's that card. I'm going to sneak over here and see if there's questions. I hope you like that one. I love the watercolor pencils. I think they're easy to use. And honestly, it does make anybody look like an artist pretty simply. Let's see. I'm checking for questions. Oh yeah, some people rub it on their, the crafter will rub a new stamp on their skin. I don't know, it might help. Kind of like you do wash, yeah. Yeah, Carol Lee asked about the archival stamp pads. And the archival stamp pads are actually the linen pad. They're the older linen pads. The black, especially, they had some issues with the ink and it didn't work quite right. And so they brought back basic black and basic gray in the linen pad for the archival inks. And it's nice because then it reminds me that it's different. We don't have basic black and basic gray in the foam pads. We don't carry them anymore. Some people do stamp Versamark on their stamps and then stamp with them. That sometimes helps to keep the stamps clean too. But staining doesn't really hurt your stamps. I mean, they're just stained. They don't look as pretty, but if you saw some of the stamps that I've had in my day, they're pretty nasty. When using embossing paper, is it better to use liquid glue or sticky tape for stronger hold? Either one would work better. I mean, adhesive is really a personal choice. I use a lot of snail. But if for embossed backgrounds, it's probably a good idea to use a liquid glue or a sticky strip or fast fuse. But I get enough snail on there. And I think the snail works depending on what part of the country you live in. Probably has something to do with humidity, which we have none. Well, we kind of have a little. Okay. So anyway, yeah, so any of those tapes work great. And liquid glue works fabulous. In fact, I just took a class from another demonstrator that's all she uses is liquid glue. So any of them works. Okay, so this is the hardest part, is finding. Diana says, I'm working on a one-sheet wonder right now, and my stamping area is a big mess. I can hardly find my desk. Guess it will stay that way until I finish with the set of cards. Why put it away when I'll just need it again? Exactly. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm amazed at how messy and piled my desk can get. It's amazing to me. Okay, Lee asks, what's the difference between the photopolymer and the clear mount stamps? And I will tell you, the photopolymer stamps are see-through. They're the see-through, and you put them onto a clear block. The clear mount stamps are red rubber. And I'll go over there and show you under the camera the difference. Our clear mount and our wood mount stamps are the exact same stamps, only one comes with wood blocks and one does not. The one that comes with wood blocks you put together just like you've always done. And then the clear mount stamps have a cling mount system to them, and they cling to clear blocks. I know, confusing. It was the clear mount. We had clear mount and wood mount before we actually came in with photopolymer. And it really has been confusing for people. So I will show that when I go back over there. Okay. I think I got everybody's questions answered. I think. Okay. Oh, wait, I didn't check on my blog. Got lots of people guessing on the in colors, which I already chose the winner, so I can just skip through those. What is the location of this medallion? The medallion is a celebration stamp set that I used, and it can only be ordered if you place a $50 order and pick that as your free stamp. Oh, this is a good question. Marie asked, Diane, how do you get your photopolymer stamps to stick to clear blocks when they lose their stickiness after a while? Have you ever run into this problem? Yes, Marie, I have. What happens with your clear or your photopolymer stamps is the oils from your hands, especially if you use a lot of lotion, they get onto that photopolymer stamp. So what I'll do sometimes if they start to lose their stickiness, or I can see that they're fairly dirty, I will just take like a bowl and put some warm water into it with a little bit of dish soap, and then I'll drop them all in there and I'll clean them and then rinse them off, and then I lay them to dry. And so I just lay them out like on some paper towel on the counter, or not even paper towel. If the counter's totally clean, I'll just lay them out on the counter till they dry, and then they go back to being sticky again, and all the oils and stuff is gone. You will be amazed. But what I will tell you is I used to do it in my sink. I used to put them all in my sink and then clean them and then, you know, try to dig them all out. But I have been known to lose a photopolymer stamp. So put them into a bowl of some sort so that you have them contained. Because, you know, photopolymer is clear and you can't really always see them. I had one photopolymer. It was a little tiny flower that I'd lost. And I'm always sad when I lose a stamp from a stamp set, especially when they're sets. And I was sad. I mean, it was gone, and I had taken it to a workshop, and I thought I must have lost it at that person's house. And it was like 2 weeks later, I pulled the drain from my sink, and something was stuck to the bottom of it. And it was on the bottom of the plugger for the sink. The stamp was still sitting there. So anyway, use a little bowl. It's just better all around to keep track of them. So, okay, I got one more card. I'm going to swing over there and do that, and then I'll come back and answer more questions. So I love this little card that I'm going to show another card using Peekaboo Peach and Calypso Coral this time. So this could be for a baby girl, or it could be actually for anything. So I've got these pieces already done. Again, this time I'm using Peekaboo Peach, and I've cut an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock in half to 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. There's my card base. Again, I've got a piece of Calypso Coral and then a piece of the Peekaboo Peach that is, that is embossed, and I'm just going to go ahead and add. So when I talked about what I could add, adhesive, I have my snail, I have my fast fuse, and then I have your Tombow liquid. So a lot of people use Tombow liquid, which is this one here, to put their cards together. So any adhesive works, just get a good one. I'm gonna make this into a layer, move that out of the way. And then I'm going to take another piece of that Designer Series paper. This is a little Designer Series paper pack. It's 6 by 6. It's got the merry-go-rounds and the cupcakes and all that. Add this to the piece of Calypso Coral cut here. And like I said, I will add these measurements up to my website when I'm done. I'm going to take a piece and add a little Peekaboo Peach of that ruche ribbon this time. I love this ribbon. I hope this doesn't go away. I'm just going to add that to the back of my card. And then I'm going to, again, put adhesive right over the tails of my ribbon. That kind of sandwiches it in between there and keeps them from going anywhere. And add that to my, see, this is when you start getting bulky layers like that, that's when you might want to use a little stronger adhesive, especially when you're going to add it onto here, because this is a pretty heavy panel. So I'm going to go ahead and show you with the fast fuse. I haven't used this for a while, but it was sitting here. Hopefully it's working. Fast fuse is a great adhesive. It's got this little thing here, but I wouldn't put my finger on there. I just hold it in between my hands like this and set it down and go back lightly. You don't have to press hard, and then kind of check off and lightly check off. So it's not a pressure thing. It's really light pressure, and the adhesive comes out. And now I have more adhesive on there than I really know what to do with. But if I add this on here, because there's so many layers, I get a great base, and that's not coming off. And then I'm going to take, again, we're using shimmery white. So I'll go ahead and use my pencils again. I could use markers with this one, but I'm going to go ahead and use pencils because we're still coming in with Calypso Coral. That's one of the colors I'm using. So it'll coordinate good. I kind of was thinking I was going to use markers for this, but I changed my mind. That's the joy of doing it out of my home. All the products are here, so I can do what I want with them. My stamp is a little bit dirty, but I've been playing with this little baby on an umbrella. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down with that stamp set. And I'm also going to put some words on there. I think I have, oh yeah, here's a little hello baby. I'll stamp on there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and color it in. And again, I'm going to use Calypso Coral for the little pajamas that the baby's wearing. And you can see I'm just putting color right around the edges of it, kind of outlining the stamp. And then, I'm not even sure I'm going to add anything with it. I'm just going to blend this in together. So as I go around, you see I'm doing like a circular motion, and I'm just pulling that ink and filling in the pajamas. And you can always go in, like I said, and add more. If you want it to be a darker shade, go ahead. Oh, if you want it to be a little bit darker, you could go in and add a little brown, or even a little, like I might put a little brown down here. Black would be good. It's just going to give you a little bit of a shadow, like where your shadows would be. So you'd have a little shadow under your head, probably a little shadow in between your legs, and then you can blend that out. Just going to give you just a tiny bit of a shadow. And again, I'm going to come in. The other thing you can do, which is kind of fun, is you can take your color pencil and color them onto a piece of cardstock, and then pick up that color. And then I'm going to go ahead and do that for the baby's cheeks. And you probably can't see it, but it just puts a little bit of rosy cheek into that baby. I'll hold it up here and hopefully you can see it. I don't know if you can. Anyway, she just has a little bit of rosy cheek in her. So that's kind of a fun way. You can pick up, you know, your watercolors from a palette too, or your pencils. A good color for the umbrella. You know, yellow, daffodil is always a good color. So, but I'm going to add more color to this. So I'm going to outline my umbrella with daffodil. And then I'm going to come in and swirl that color around. I kind of just like that. I don't think I need to do anything more. And then I'm going to just go ahead and add this onto my trimmed out piece here of Calypso Coral. And then I'm going to add this onto my card base. Such decisions. I think I'm going to add it. I don't know. I'm making this harder than it needs to be. I really am. What do I think I'm going to do? Did I put this down? Oh, good. I can move it. I'm going to move it down a little bit. That's the nice thing about using snail. If you use snail, you have the opportunity to pull it up and redo it. If you use fast fuse or any other strong adhesive, you do not. Now I took 2 pieces of the ruche ribbon and I just tied them into a cute little bow, and I'm just going to add that onto there. But that I do want to have stay. I don't want that to pop off. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of mini glue dots to the back of that. Like that. And then just add my ribbon on there. And there's a cute little baby card. And then if you really want to jazz it up a little bit, you could come in with a couple of rhinestones and just add, oh, maybe I'll use bigger ones. I should put some rhinestones on that other baby card too. A couple of little rhinestones just to jazz it up a little bit. Cute card, super easy to do. I love the watercolor pencils. So there's those 2 cards. I'm going to come back over, answer some more questions, and see, then we'll do some drawings. Everybody likes a drawing or 2. I hope you like those cards. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick pass. Where in the catalog do you find the watercolor pencils? You find the watercolor pencils in the Occasions catalog. Let me grab one here. Again, another reason to love being, I usually have one sitting here on my desk, but I just got these yesterday, so we'll just rip them open. The Occasions mini catalog. You will find the watercolor pencils. I'm going to show you that paper too. So this is the paper that I've been using. It's the Cupcakes and Carousels paper, and it's beautiful. Look at the colors. Lots of pretty, pretty colors. The watercolor pencils are on the same page as that woman's stamp. There's so much in here I want to show, and I just, you know, this catalog ends May 31st, which is only a little over 2 months out. That doesn't seem very long. Doesn't seem very long, and there's so much left. So here's the watercolor pencils right here, and they will be moving into the next catalog also. So I'm sure, because I'm sure they didn't produce them just for this. But yeah, so it's on that page with that beautiful U stamp, and then these are the watercolor pencils. So I hope that helps. Thanks, Lee, for telling me my cards are beautiful. When would you use a watercolor versus a blender pen? Okay, so if I would use a watercolor, or I could use the blender pen with the markers, with watercolors. I can use the aqua painter with all of the same mediums. The aqua painter I would use if I was using watercolor paper. And if I wanted it to be a more watery, that's not a very good word. So the blender pen, you have more control over where that ink's going to go, where that watercolor pencil is going to go. The blender pen or the aqua painter, you don't have a whole lot of control out of it because water's coming out of it and it's just going to go. So you'll just get a different look using the same mediums, the same papers, the same watercolor pencils or markers or whatnot. You just don't have as much control with the aqua painter as you have with the blender pen. I think the blender pen, the color is more vibrant because there's not as much water diluting it. And like I said, it gives you a good, I did a video with the watercolor pencils. In fact, I'll go and demonstrate it because sometimes it's just really easier to show you. Okay, so I'm just making sure that I got everybody's. Oh, my screen just went huge. I don't know what happened. I just love when that happens. Oh well. I'm having a hard time seeing the comments on YouTube. So if I'm not answering your question, ask again. Oh, good. I'm glad Marie thanked me for answering your question. Okay, so I'm going to go back over. I'm going to demonstrate the aqua painter with the, excuse me, with the watercolor pencils so you can kind of see a difference. I'm just going to do a background. Now, I've done this before. I've done this technique before for people. So if you've watched me before, you might have saw it. But you know what? You can always pick up something new. So I'm just going to scoot stuff out of my way. And I will pull up some paper. It was just, oh, here, it's right here. So, see, I have a whole bucket of stuff just sitting here. You get to the bottom. There we go. Okay, so when you are dealing with an aqua painter, I'm going to use the shimmery cardstock because I have it here. I'm going to use my pencils, and I'm going to just take it and I'm going to scribble like some, I'll put some red, or some yet red, daffodil, paper pumpkin, real red, Pacific Point, no, Subaru Bay, because this is one of my favorite colors. And then Old Olive. So I just added a bunch of inks onto there, and then I'm going to take an aqua painter, and I got to make sure I got one here. So here's an aqua painter. Aqua painter is great. It unscrews and you put water in here or whatever liquid. Sometimes I use, like, I've been known to use rubbing alcohol depending on what I'm doing. Different techniques. So I'm going to make sure that the water starts to flow. So you squeeze it a little bit, get that water flowing. And then when I take my aqua painter to those colors, you'll see how they blend. You see that? And you don't really have a whole lot of control about where the water is going. You do somewhat, but anyway. So that's the difference. So there, and then this is going to dry. When this dries, I'll end up with a card I'll just grab one here that looks similar to this background. This was a watercolor background, just to use in different colors. And then our dragonfly die cut over the top of it. So as you can see with this one, the water is kind of moving, and you can move it. If you want to, you can blend some of those colors and move it. Get those colors blended in together. And this is just on the shimmer. Now, if this was on the watercolor paper, it would hold up the water a lot better. This is going to dry. It's probably going to be a little wrinkly. And I found that if I attach it to my card with the fast fuse, it just works a little bit better. So I hope that answers your question. You know, everything works, and just try it. Just try different mediums with different papers and see what happens. That's kind of how I learn. And I learn from a lot of other people too. So how do you keep your color pencil sharp? I just have a sharpener. It's a little handheld sharpener that I sharpen them with. Any kind of a sharpener would work. It's nothing special with that. Oh, and Denise uses her aqua painter without putting water in it, and just uses it, dipping it like a paintbrush. And then she finds she has more control over that. So that works good. Cool. Yeah, for me too. So thank you for that. I'm going to pull up my slides. Got a couple things I want to go over with everybody so you understand what's going on. This month I have a Dragonfly Dreams tutorial that I'm giving, and you'll see the card, this card here, similar background with a watercolor background like that. So lots of little tips and techniques in that little tutorial, and that goes out to anybody who places an order with me in the month of March. I don't know if you're aware, but those of you who get Paper Pumpkin in April, our Paper Pumpkin kit is one that Sarah Douglas, the CEO of our company, designed herself with the help of some of the designers at Stampin' Up. And it's coming in this cute little black box. So it's our 4th anniversary. It's our 4th birthday, I believe, for Paper Pumpkin. And so we're celebrating, she's celebrating with her own created kit just for everybody. But I'm excited to see it. I love this color, this limey color. So I'm interested to see what that is, because we don't have that color in our line at this point. But anyway, it'll be fun. So if you're interested, you have to get that order for Paper Pumpkin placed before April 10th. Because after that, April 10th is when the kits go out. So, okay. The hostess code this month for this week is 9TBBSMEH. And I believe I put it at YouTube in the comments on my website and on Facebook. I will be sending out goodie packets for people. And I do have some people that ordered them when I had to cancel the last workshop. Those have come in. I will get those out in the mail this week to you, those goodie packets. There were a few people that ordered even though I didn't do a workshop, and I want to make sure that they get a goodie packet. Goodie packets can contain just about anything. Sometimes it's like a suite of products. I think the last month I sent out in colors. So you got in color designer series paper and ribbon and some of the dots. So lots of fun little stuff. It's always fun to get a free little package of goodies in the mail, and it's always stuff that you can use with stamps that you have. So I hope you take advantage of that. Talked about Paper Pumpkin, and the other thing is, if you do a prepaid Paper Pumpkin kit and order it, and order the 3-month one, you will get a celebration item. So just think about that. If you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber already, you can get a prepaid subscription and add that into your online account already. But if you do one that's over 3 months, you will get a free celebration item. So at 3 months, you'll get 1 free. At 6 months, you'll get 2 free celebration items. And if you do a full 12-month subscription, not only will you get 4 celebration items, but you'll get the hostess benefits. So because it's an order over 150, don't use the hostess code. Go ahead and take those benefits for yourself, and you'll still get the packet from me. Just wanted to mention that because this special is coming down to the last week and it's done. How do you order celebration items? Oh, I needed to pull up my site because people are really having some issues with ordering. I don't think Stampin' Up! Made it that simple for all of us. So I'm going to pull up my screen, my computer screen, Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. It took me a minute to figure out which screen I'm on. I'm going to pull up my computer screen. I'm going to run you through quickly how to do an order and where that's going to pop up on your computer. So this is the Stampin' Up! Website. This is the store. I'm going to go ahead and sign into my account. And it's going to tell me I want to keep shopping. Okay, so I have a whole bunch of products in my account. So a couple of things I just want to let you know. You can click on something, like if you want something out of the occasions catalog, you can click on it and find it that way. You can actually add it in up here, any word of what it was, and add that in to find that particular product, or you can even put the number up here. Now I'm going to go back to continue shopping, or in my shopping bag, because I wanted to show you a couple things. When you are shopping and you have enough stuff to count to get celebration items, down here in the special offers, it says, congratulations, you qualified for one or more celebration products. If I click that, it's going to show me how many, it's going to show me all the various products that are available, and they've added in all the new papers and all the new stuff. And then when I click this down, it just tells me how many I'm going to have left. So on this particular order, I had a whole bunch, but I added them in already. So now I can just go ahead and pick whatever celebration item I want. And once I've collected it, hit select. It's in my basket. The other thing is if you earn rewards, Stampin' rewards, and I'm going to pull one off of here because I want to show you what it looks like. Now, this particular order has Stampin' rewards attached to it. If I go back to continue shopping and I choose an item, so I pick that item, you will see down here where there's always an add to bag when you're shopping. If you've earned rewards, it's going to say claim rewards, and then you click on that, and that's going to pop that into my rewards basket. Down here, your Stampin' benefits, and I don't pay for it. They take it off. See, this is the rewards that I've got, and that's what they've taken off. So just a really quick little how to do that. If you have questions or you're having problems, let me know, because I want to make sure that you get everything that you need to get for free, because that's the big bonus, is all the free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff, including me. So have you ever demonstrated brushos? I recently bought them, but not yet confident. I don't even know what brushos are. Nicole, I don't know what they are, but I'll have to look. How long will a blender pen last? A blender pen lasts not as long as a marker, because you use a lot of the liquid out of it. You get 3 to a pack. Probably that one that I used today, I probably had for 6, 7, 8 months. It's still going strong. Did I miss anything? I don't know. I lost my YouTube. I think I lost. Oh, wait, maybe I can find them here. My YouTube questions. Arizo is neat because it also gives you color coordinations too, for those of us who are color coordination challenged. I don't know. Would you go over the adhesive again? Yes. David would like to see the color coach come back. Yeah. Oh, Arizo is a ring binder with a swatch of each color cardstock. There's a whole conversation going on over at YouTube that I can't even hardly be a part of, because I can't keep up with it. Okay, so a couple of things people wanted me to go back over was, oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go back over that stuff. And while I do, I'm going to have you guys filling out the door prize stuff. So if you look, door prize drawing time. If you look on my website, there's a link to the door prize. On my YouTube, there's a link to the door prize down in the comments. And on Facebook, there's a button for the door prize. Fill that door prize slip out. And when I get done showing these next few things, it should look similar to what's on the screen right now. Fill it out. And when I get done, come with these other things to show, then I will pick a door prize winner. And we'll be done. So if you have questions or door prize time, and then I will quickly show the different adhesives. So there's Fast Fuse, which is a great adhesive. It's very sticky. It's very strong. I use Snail sometimes. Mostly what I use is Snail, but I've learned to love Fast Fuse. Snail is just great for holding your cards together. There's the multi-liquid glue, which is fabulous and works with everything. And then I use mini glue dots to put my ribbon on, and these are just a bunch of glue dots on a strip. Stampin' Up! Has a couple other adhesive. We have our tear and tape. This is another, it's similar to Fast Fuse. It's great for holding together boxes. Somebody asked me the difference between the clear mount and the gosh, I'm sorry, the clear mount stamps and photopolymer. And I'm looking for, I don't have a whole lot of clear mount because I usually get either wood or photopolymer. Those are the options that I like. I haven't become a huge fan of the clear mount, only because I figure, what the heck, I might as well get the wood block too. I can't find them though. Now let's see. Here's one. Here's one. I haven't even opened this. So here's the Moroccan Nights. This is the clear mount. So as you can see, it's the same red rubber. You pull off this. You pull off this paper, and that gives you a cling. It's not sticky. It's just a cling mount. So that's what clings to the block, and then you can put the sticker on too. So that is your clear mount, and then your wood mount have wood on them, and they're the same red. And then the photopolymer, just grab this one here. Somebody that wants to see how you can clean your stamps, look how bad these are. But I kind of like my photopolymers stained black because then I can really see where they're stamping. So these are the photopolymer, the clear mount. So I hope that answered that question. Okay, so door prize time, last minute questions, and then we are done. Yay! I'm so glad that everything worked out today. That makes me happy. Because I hear my puppies out there barking now. I'm surprised that, I don't know if you guys can hear them, but they're kind of obnoxious. Okay. Marie says, love your baby cards, Diane. Thank you for all your tips and tricks and ideas. And when I'm making cards for whatever occasion, I struggle for days sometimes trying to come up with an idea and what stamps and paper I will use. You make it look so easy. I appreciate it. Oh, you know what? I struggle too sometimes. One of the things that I like to do, especially if you have stamp sets that you want to use, but you're not really sure how to use, go up to Google, put the name of the stamp set in there and add Stampin' Up! To the back of it. And then click images and it will show you all kinds of cards, all kinds of fun ideas. So, yep, we all struggle with what to do with our stamps and how to use them. You know, I think I have totally lost the Facebook, as they call it. Let me go check YouTube. Okay, it looks like everybody is good over on YouTube, question-wise. Yeah, I think I've lost the Facebook. What happened to them? I must have shut the screen down at some point. Okay, let me go quick into Facebook and see if there's any questions, because I hate to miss them. Now, when I'm doing this, it might automatically start talking. It's just me repeating myself. Try to shut it down before it happens. Oh, good. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody. You're still on Facebook. Love the baby. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. I think I'm kind of losing it, actually. Last but not least, let's check, and then we'll pick the door prize winner. Doesn't look like many questions today. Good. Yeah, I believe they're bringing the watercolor pencils into the catalog, but I can't tell you if I don't know if they're doing other colors. I like the color selection we have because you can always add white to any color to make it lighter, add black to any color to make it darker. So I think we got a pretty good selection of colors. Okay, so door prizes. So what happens with the door prizes, everybody pops their information in. I put it into a spreadsheet on Google. And before we get started, I actually do up a number. I pick a number. Today I picked the number 52. So whoever, all of those people from all over are popping their information in, and the spreadsheet pops up, and whoever lands on number 52, that is the person that gets the door prize. And the door prize today is the stamp set Gift of Love. Now, the other thing that I do, if everybody that uses the hostess code, I pop all your names into a basket too, and I draw one out, and they get to win a hostess set of their choice. And I contact you, and you decide which one you want, and then I add it into your packet of goodies when it's sent off to you. So just another little bonus that I have for people that place an order with me. I like to share. So it looks like Julie Blake is the winner of the stamp set. So congratulations, Julie Blake. You won this stamp set. I will need to get your address, Julie. I don't believe I have it. So I will need your address so I can get this sent out to you. So if nobody has any further questions, we're going to say goodbye. Have a great weekend. Go stamp something. I'm just checking again quickly to see if we have any questions. I think I just, oh, there we go. Okay. Is your faux woodwork surface a Stampin' Up! Product? No, my faux woodwork surface is, it's actually bulletin board paper that I just wrapped around like a self-healing mat. So no, it's not Stampin' Up! Some people, I've used black cardstock. I've used our, just a white sheet. I just kind of liked it. It looks nice. So that's what it is. It's just bulletin board paper. I think I got them all answered. Everybody, I think that's awesome. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy the weekend. And I will be doing another one of these, probably not till April. I'm so thankful that things are starting to work on my computer again, and we're not struggling so much here. So thanks for stopping in, and enjoy. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at Diane@DDStamps.com, or you can visit my website at DDStamps.com. Lots of DDStamps.com going on there. I also have a Facebook page, so don't forget to like it. And I will speak with you all soon. Thanks, and have a great day.